So a veteran, a cop, and a cisgendered straight white male walk into a bar. A rant about being lost in 2020. Well, people can often see it or hear it in my language, narratives, and actions. But it is true. I have no idea what to do, and see how giving up can feel like the only option. I do not think I am alone here by any means, especially since the response to a pre-existing version of the common cold has taken away so many people's means of productivity and identity from them. After all, most humans need to feel a part of something. And pro-mask or anti-mask is not what I mean, but people will take it if that is all there is. Statistically, my suicide odds must be exceptionally high, but no one seems to care about that. I am a veteran. I am a cop. I'm a white male. I have over $150K in student debts. I cannot find employment for the life of me, and I have been sacrificing and serving my entire adult life. We have long imagined that this is a privileged group. The numbers tell an entirely different story. Without question, the most oppressed and neglected group in this country is the white male. I can almost hear your gasps of surprise or disdain. Whatever. I have received hundreds, literally hundreds of job denials for no reason other than being a white male. Despite being a minority in the country and policing, black police executives are the majority in the large police agencies. Despite being in the single digits in policing, women are quickly approaching half of those police executives. There's an advantage to being black, but if you are black and a woman, you can be wholly inept and you will be praised and promoted like there's no tomorrow. California is attempting to take out the civil rights protection in their state laws to do this discrimination legally. When people talk to me, they assume I have all this privilege, assume I get job offers, assume I am speaking at places, assume my books make money, assume. Still I, like many others, feel the pull to give up, feel the pointlessness of it all, struggle to see my place in the world. I live in a house with a $1,600 a month mortgage. I drive a $44,000 20-year-old SUV. There's no inheritance, no college help, no safety nets. Ultimately, the house I live in is better than the ones I grew up in, and I am sure my daughter will live in a house better than the one she grew up in. So that is an objective measurement of success to be proud of. I am in the second of my blood to earn a college degree and the first of my blood to obtain a postgraduate. All of this certainly leaves a lot of credence to those who encourage more practical educations like a trade school. I'm quite literally worse off for having gone to college at all. I mean, weird, huh? Actually, I'm not sure it is. This is probably very common. College cost me immeasurable amounts of time, separation from my wife and daughter, lost opportunity, and stress, in addition to the money. For what? I know there are answers you can give to the for what, but really, for what? To add to my alleged privileges and reasons to be silenced? To get closer to the back of the line for empathy? The disposable male has become prominent and overt in American society. The more you try, you're an example of your white male privilege. Even success is failure. Shamefully, I do it myself. When I see a 20-some-year-old male begging on the corner, my empathy level plummets. And I intensely focus on trying to understand and presume the best in people. I know they see it in my gaze that I am looking down on them, because I do not look away. I'm not that type of guy. If I am in disagreement with you, you will see it in me, eye to eye. Still, right now, part of me is like, but dude. Yeah, an able-bodied male asking others for help bothers me. That is my issue, though, for sure. A scar from my own struggles. I think it matters, though, that if I have occasional feelings of loneliness, embarrassment, or feel the pull of isolation, what is this guy going through? Most likely he burnt a lot of bridges and did a lot of this to himself. But so have I. I am a father and will always have that, but my baby girl is about to fly on her own and will leave me soon. I spent a lot of time with my beloved boxer, but she too will leave me soon. I do not have any family, just my mother, really. I have a few great friends, and we do not talk about it, but they are similarly situated. I would likely be mainly preaching to the choir. Part of me has been fearing that time when such large aspects of my life will cease to be or will dramatically change. There's nothing I can do to prevent it or soften its impact. No one can stop Father Time. He just keeps getting close. Fortunately, I have weird hobbies that I enjoy. I like growing things in the garden. I like trying to create things with ceramics and welding and other art forms. I like to find old vinyls and record them into YouTube videos. I enjoy being able to hand a newly wedded couple a beautiful and emotional story of their wedding day. These things should keep the dark clouds at a safe distance and the self-destructiveness to a minimum. But now I hate doing the hard work and writing the sciences and the detailed work needed to create quality scholarly content. I kept thinking eventually people will care. I have been very wrong so far. Millions have praised and listened to me tell the stories of violence, porn, and policing, and they ate it up. I focused hard on the solutions to violence, went and got a PhD entirely focused on this allegedly hot topic of police reform, wrote multiple books on the subject, hundreds of videos, hundreds of articles, and did previously unheard of science in my extensive study of police executive managers. In this research, The Business of Policing, Volume 2, Managing Ethical Police Conduct, I discovered a core causation of ethical issues in policing: the indecisiveness over individual or communal ethics. If you and someone you know are arguing over the morality of police action, I guarantee that you have a core disagreement in defining moral actions by individual ethics or communal ethics. Basically, do you believe morality is based on what an individual's experiences have led them to conclude is the ethical thing to do? Or do you believe that the proper thing to do is defined by the collective of the community or organization specified? I predict that this difference will have a significant correlations to the political parties. The right, GOP, libertarian, and anti-authoritarians will favor individual ethics, and the left, DNC, socialists, and authoritarians favoring communal ethics. Essentially, the difference in policing is when someone does something to make an officer fear for their life or the lives of others, and the officer kills them, one side says this was a choice both individuals made and a tragic but acceptable outcome for the overall community safety. The other side says that the officer needs to follow whatever the community deems is acceptable to achieve desired results. Is the police officer moral to commit homicide when they feel, with individual ethics, that the action is moral and justified? Or is the police officer moral when they act as you have collectively defined as moral as a community? For the most part, I simply do not care what you decide, but you must choose eventually. Obviously, this concept gets complicated, but in the end, I would like to see a shift to communal ethics for police, as they are public servants. Still, when they do what was asked, you must accept the outcomes because you, the community, are responsible for that process. Besides, I think we have no choice but to shift to individual ethics for citizens, especially when on their own property. Examples of this issue can be found throughout criminology. I believe that it will invade everything because it is such a core concept. America has the death penalty, which is a communal decision that the moral thing to do is have the state kill this person, an ultimate eye for an eye. At the same time, most would find it cruel and unusual at any lower level. Vengeance and revenge are individual emotions that we cannot be codifying into communal morality. It just does not mix. You cannot preach rehabilitation and forgiveness while promising to exact revenge. That is merely being a bully. I do not claim that this is thoroughly thought out. I am just letting this thought stream flow. It seems that I, like many others, must do something to get out of this public abyss of inaction, to turn our focus to the immediate things around us and our local concerns. So far, the expectations have just fallen to me, and I cannot both fight the idea to come to fruition and create the ideas. You must do some of the work at some point in time for your own community. And rioting and protesting are not work. Rioting and protesting is the work that has been needed to be done to create mechanisms, but here in the United States, the mechanisms exist. They made sure of it in the 60s. I just feel the only thing I can do is be open about my experiences in this policing issue. I used to want to guard against the negatives and keep people hopeful. But what I've really found is this contributes to you thinking that someone else will do the work, that I will do the work. And Christ, I have been told so many times all the things I need to do differently or new missions I need to take up by people with zero experience or value at it. Bitch, you do it. Learn something. Do something. I have already done more than 99% of you. I mean, screw it. Honestly, more than 100% of you. And the thing to me is, I know I am no different than you. I am no better. I feel the same as you. I just did it instead of talking about it. Your turn.